Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we bring you round 6 of the BSTV GT4 TCR Challenge. And tonight we are at the strangely new Lime Rock Park, but it's called the Classic Circuit, so could be interesting. In the booth with me tonight, I have Mr. Pete Bingham. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Mr. Sam Boozin is in the background doing all the magic. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening, Clyde, Pete, and everyone watching.
And hopefully later on we will be joined by our fellow commentator, Mr. Bill Switzer. So, Pete, Lime Rock Park, a track that seems to have been round on iRacing for ever and ever and ever and ever. Recently got an update. It's looking absolutely marvellous, but it's a real fun track to drive.
It is. You can throw it into a lot of these corners. Other corners you've got to be, like that one, very, very careful. Andrew Hopley leaving the ground there, going over the hill. And then you've got to be very, very tentative through this last corner. You do throw it in, but if you do it at the wrong time and in the wrong gear or a bit too early, then it throws you off and it spits you off. It's a fantastic track. You're right, it's been around since day one. This is the new version with all the improved graphics. And it's an exciting track to drive. In any car, in any class. It's one of those tracks that it's a bit like flying a Eurofighter around a teacup. But it's got that adrenaline rush that goes with it. There's plenty of places to overtake. There's plenty of places to crash. There's turn one antics on lap 1 and lap 2 and all the laps right to the end. It's a very exciting racetrack.
Yeah, and I've raced round here in everything from the Pontiac Solstice and the VW Jetta up to one of the older Indy cars. So yeah, like you say, it is a fantastic track, and it's a track that it probably looks easier than it actually is. It's a track that you can easily have an accident on.
Yeah.
And you're in your rhythm, and then suddenly you're in the wall because you've just put one wheel on the grass, or as we've seen on the stream here, coming over the brow of the hill, the car's up on 3 wheels, and it can snap either way when it lands. You've got to try and get the steering wheel straight. So yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen on this short circuit. It's only 1.5 miles and 7 turns, but it certainly can bite.
It can, and lap times are quick. The way that the car loses its stability is a bit random at times. The very good guys will know how that works. It's a rookie racetrack in that most of the rookie series go there. Everybody's very familiar with it. To get round it takes a few laps as a rookie. To master it, I don't know that you ever can, because it's actually very technical. The turns that Frank's going through here, Frank T-Bosch, that he's just been through, are really quite technical. Going round here, you've got to be at the right speed for your capability. He was a bit slow going around there because he didn't fulfill the expanse of the track. Going around these corners here, if you go too fast, you end up washing out and hitting the wall on both these corners. Go too slow and you just look very, very silly in front of all the people that you're racing with.
Yeah, that final corner there, it's so easy to wash out onto that grass if you don't get your turning point correct. But we're just over halfway into the qualifying session. I don't know if Sam can get the current standings up for us. Don't know whether I've put him on the spot there. Okay, so in the GT4, I'll just do the top 5 at the moment. So Andrew Hopley, currently our runaway leader in GT4. He's won all 5 rounds so far and looking quick again tonight. Tom Stanley in 2nd, Stuart Dick in 3rd, Craig Cameron in 4th, and Roman Ratu in 5th. Then on to the the TCR. Sorry, I couldn't even remember what the name of the car was then. So we've currently got. No, this is a lot closer. We've got Chris Shaw leading the way, with Kevin Veermont in second, Carl Hardy in third, winning the Battle of Result Clothing, with David Ayres in fourth, and Scott Malcolm in a very respectable fifth. So as we've seen, Pete, the TCR class is phenomenally even. Andrew Hopley sort of head and shoulders above the GT4 class at the moment, but I'm sure some of these guys behind him will be putting extra practice in to see if they can take a win or two away from him. But the other thing with this track is when somebody does get it wrong, I always find that a lot of people can then get caught up in that same accident.
Oh yeah, I mean, this place it bottles up very quickly, and somebody needs to have an answer for Andrew Hopley in this league at the minute, because he's romping away, isn't he? He's got a 300-point lead, and whilst you could make that back in a couple of races if he had 2 DNFs or didn't turn up, it's a monster of a gap. Whereas in the TCRs, it's far more finely contested. And you're right. If you end up in an accident, or rather, you're a bystander of an accident in front of you, it's very easy to get caught up in it, or get caught up in the debris of it. There's not a lot of track to go on. It looks wide. It looks like 3 cars wide most of the track, but the racing line isn't. The racing line a lot of the time is 1 car wide, maybe 2 at a push. The key place to overtake or end up getting wrecked is either on the start-finish straight or the end of the start-finish straight. You can get a massive advantage down there, where we're watching. Who is that?
That is Kevin Veermont.
Where Kevin's conveniently gone wide for me. And other people can plough into your accident, or rather, you can collect yourself in other people's accidents, which is the bad way around.
Yeah, and just for the viewers, when you're looking at our leaderboard on your screen, cars with the yellow flash next to them are in the GT4 class. So that is the Porsche and the BMW. And cars with the blue flash are in the TCR class. And that is the Audi TCR. So that should make your leaderboard easier to understand. There's a bit of a difference round here, Pete, between the TCR and the GT4s, but not a great deal.
No, and that's also evident in other leagues as well. So, because it's such a short track, it's only got 1 massive straight. Everything else is contested basically on downforce, or how you set up your car in terms of how you can corner as fast as you can. So all these turns that Ant's going through at the moment, you really need to either set your cambers for maximum grip, or set your wing settings for maximum downforce, and get on with it. Otherwise, you set your car up for, I'll survive through these corners, and wait for this bit now. So this bit from here on in is all about speed. Around this corner, you need a bit of downforce for that, fair enough, or you need a bit of camber. You definitely need something for this corner, which Ant's going through now. But after that, you can make up a bit of ground here, because that's a fast exit. You're hitting the top revs because your gear settings are maximised, although in this car you don't change your gear settings, see, there's only one, it's a production car. And then you're back into the twisty stuff. So in terms of getting mugged, you can get mugged very easy. In terms of the difference between car classes, it's not so obvious here because of the type of track that it is.
Yeah, and you're talking about getting mugged. You can quite easily get mugged down that start-finish straight if you don't get a good launch. Carry the speed through that last right-hander. There will be a bit of slipstream, and you'll probably see a lot of people defending at the end of that straight, because it's one of the best overtaking places is to throw one up the inside into the right hander at the end of the straight.
Yeah, and what you were saying before about washing out on the last turn, it's not quite that either. Well, it is that, absolutely. You're absolutely right. But the car kind of does a little light bit as you go through there, and then it slams into the floor. Let's see if we can see that from Scott. So you go light, and then you slam into the floor there, and it takes off again here. And if you get your acceleration wrong, you end up actually spearing off towards the pit entry. And
Yeah.
on a very embarrassing Pro Mazda race, back when we had Pro Mazda, I ended up having to do almost a fake pit lane penalty because I ended up disappearing off into the pit lane and just carried on. But I had to drop down to speed limit.
It's like I say, especially with that last turn, there's you need to get as wide as you can and then turn in, and you can quite easily put a wheel on the grass before you turn in.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you hit the apex, and then as you're coming out, you're then looking at hang on a minute, I've got too much speed here, and if you keep your foot in, you risk going on the grass and losing it there. Or you take your foot off the gas, and then you get mugged down the straight. So
yeah, you're not going fast enough. Yeah.
It is very, very tricky.
Yeah,
even though it looks easy.
Anybody that thinks Lime Rock Park is either A, easy, or B, simple, are very, very wrong. I mean, look at Kip Stevens. He's a very capable driver. He came over the hill there. All right, he's on an outlap, so he's probably got no grip and no down, and his downforce isn't realised because his grip levels are so bad. But on cold tyres, but it's a challenge to everybody, really. It's not one of those tracks where you think, "Oh, I know this track now. I can do it easy," or I don't find it is anyway. There's a lot of people do hot laps, which I think Ant's doing in the background there, and somebody else, and that doesn't always do you any favors, does it? Doing hot laps, doing full fuel laps, which is what you and I do, gives you a realistic feel as to how the rest of the race is going to go.
Yeah, exactly. And bear in mind, this is a 60-minute race, and we're doing 53-second laps. The drivers are going to be at it for the full hour. You don't really get a chance to relax around here. So,
no.
We're going to get a pit stop. We've got an enforced pit stop. And yeah, it's going to be great. So, do you want to run us through the grid, Pete?
Yeah, so GT4's your pole man is going to be Andrew Hopley. Robert Schoenleber is in second. Tom Stanley third. Craig Cameron fourth. Stuart Dick will launch in fifth. Roman Ratto, or Double R, as we love him and know him, is in sixth. Ant Woodward in seventh. James Underhill in eighth. Ninth is Robert Venn. Josh Rayfield is in 10th. Simon Chester is in 11th. And Kip Stevens, obviously going to make a charge from the back, in 12th.
Yeah, go on. I'll run through your TCR grid. So we have Frank Chibosh going off in pole, Kevin Veermont second, Jimmy Custodon, who drove really well last week, third, Chris Shaw, our championship leader, in fourth, Carl Hardy in fifth, David Ayres in sixth, and Scott Malcolm going off seventh.
Odd to see Carl that far down, really. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just think he's usually higher up. I don't know what that's all about. So we're waiting for Ant Woodward to join the field.
I'm just having a quick look to see if I've got any inside information.
I don't know where you get this from. You're obviously paying for something.
Well, I can't tell you. I don't think I have, actually, for tonight. So
Ant Woodward has joined now. The lights are on, I think. So we are seconds away from. We're doing are we doing a full lap?
Yes.
Even though this is a new track, we're still doing a full formation lap, people.
Yes.
So that's also an iRacing speciality. So it's not a long lap, is it? So fair enough. But a lot of the older tracks, when you do rolling starts like this, we end up doing a full lap, On the newer tracks, you only do the rolling start from a position on the track, usually the last biggest straight. I'm guessing because Lime Rock doesn't have a last biggest straight, that we do a full lap.
Yeah, or it might have just been because I set it to a full lap.
Oh, it could be that even. Yeah, let's all blame Clyde because that's also quite funny. So obviously not far to the start finish now. Have we got Stacey watching this one? Is this the one that Stacey watches?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. Okay, so not far from race launch now. Only the final corner. You'll watch the pace car peel off to the right. You'll see that there's no TCRs in the picture. They leave a good gap to the GT4s so they don't get caught up in their incidents on lap 1.
Okay, final turn before the get-go.
Yeah, right-hand lane, so the odd lane, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 are very, very bunched up. And they're gone.
They're gone. They are gone. Great jump by Hopley.
Hopley's done a job there, hasn't he? Tom Stanley stepping out to try and get one over on Robert. Everyone through turn 1 for the GT4s.
TCRs are gone.
Ooh. That's a bit more congested, to be fair. Ooh, who's that? Someone just went sideways past the camera. That was Scott Malcolm. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
That's unusual. That's uncharacteristic as well. He's usually a lot more controlled than that.
Cold tyres, cold brakes.
Yeah. And Andrew Hopley's done one. Tony. Ooh, who's Tony?
I have no idea. Here we go again.
Here we go again. I'm making up names, people. Tom Stanley stepped out, and he's not done himself any favours there, has he? He's put himself in the clutch of his teammate, Stuart.
Yeah, so luckily he has got a teammate behind him. Be interesting to see what happens if somebody gets past Robert, because Robert could be the cork in the bottle. We've got a fight for the lead here.
That's not a fight, that's done. And that is Kevin Viewmore.
Whoa.
3 or 4 maybe, all vying for the same bit of tarmac.
Frank Tibosh had a bit of a moment on the way in.
He did, yeah.
But
brilliant, though, isn't it?
He have taken 2 of his teammates with him then.
It's funny, all the first 3 cars, the second, third and fourth cars look the same to me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's weird.
Colour blindness is terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
As I was saying in the GT4s, I'm nothing against Robert, but he may end up as a cork in the bottle, and that may give Hopley a chance to get away. Let's hope that Robert's pace gets a bit better once the tyres warm up, and he can put it to Andrew Hopley and drag the others with him.
Well, he qualified in Q2, so he's obviously got the capability to do it. The one that's out of position right now is Stuart. So he's picked up 2 positions over his... Is that 2 teammates he's passed there? In Tom Stanley and Craig. I think it might be in there. I'm not sure. But anyway, I agree with you. Robert could end up being the cork in the bowl, and round here, the cork will stay in the bowl for quite a long time unless you can get a decent advantage. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's Scott going, doing Tokyo moves at Lime Rock.
Yeah, it just looked like he threw it in and...
Oh, Tom Stanley very wide.
And this is that bit where you now get mugged down the straight.
Yeah, and he is doing, look. We haven't got AAA in, have we?
No, he did send his apologies. I think he's working.
Yeah. How dare work get in the way of this? Yeah, so Jimmy going a bit wide on that corner. Kip Stevens very close to the back of Josh Rayfield. And they've dropped Simon Chester. There's an inside-out move.
That's Chris Shaw.
Yeah. And he's done Jimmy Custodden. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's not a good place to overtake.
Yeah, it's David Ayres.
Sorry. that was my outer monologue kicking in there.
Yeah, so I think in the GT4s, I don't know if we can look at Robert Schonleber, but he did gap Stuart and Tom. Yeah, he still has. So,
yeah, good call.
Whether that was the Stuart and Tom battle that caused that, or whether Robert is just a little bit more confident now his tyres have warmed up.
Yeah, maybe. Stuart's definitely Ant, where are you going, mate? Stuart's 2 positions higher than he started, so maybe that means he's not got. Maybe he's got 1 lap pace, but not got overall pace. But Tom Stanley needs to sort that out if he wants to have a go at Robert Schonleber.
Yeah, but you know, as we always say, it's a long race. You don't have to get it done right at the start.
No, not at all.
The problem that these guys have got is the longer they leave it, the further Hopley gets up the road.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got, what, 60 laps of this place or more?
Yeah, more, yeah.
Yeah. Kip Stevens on the inside there. Oh, was that a bit... No, it wasn't a bit of door banging. Sorry, that was just my over-enthusiasm, clearly. Josh Rayfield keeping him behind for now. Kip won't be too happy about that. He's a handy driver, Kip Stevens, isn't he? We've raced with him before. Oh, that's very wide. Oh, no. No, don't do anything. Oh, dearie me. Oh, that was code brown and a half, that was. And he's beyond pit lane. He's beyond pit lane. That's terrible. Oh, he's got a long journey, unless he resets. That was off on the grass.
Yeah.
He got that wiggle on, which... Whoa.
Yeah, that's where we thought that was all coming together, didn't we?
Yeah.
But,
oh, dear, that's a shame. Unlucky
a lot
Josh.
of rear-end damage there. But the guys do get a fast repair, although Josh has quit.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, the fast repair is there for exactly that incident, isn't it?
Yes.
Cold tyres early on in the race, give you a second chance at it. I always think of it as the spare car that you used to get in certain races.
What is Kevin doing here?
Taking back the lead. He had the lead. That means if he's retaken it, something happened. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I couldn't really see.
Me. I didn't remember we saw this connection earlier on.
Right, okay. Right, okay. No, that makes sense now. Cheers. That was Kevin taking the lead, so that's worth showing.
Yeah, and he's actually pulling a gap as well.
Yeah, still devastated over Josh's quitting. He was putting up a really good fight with Kip, to be honest. It's just a shame that it had to end like that.
Yeah, you're right, and especially as I finally found the button that gives me all the incident points.
All right, go on.
And I was going to say that, you know, we're only a few laps in, and Josh Rayfield is racking them up already.
Right,
but now he's gone. So yeah.
I mean, maybe he's just new to the track, but I find that hard to believe because he's got a B-class license and. Every series I know of comes to this track, so
yeah. But I think again, it's so easy to go off track here because of the sweeping turns.
Yep.
You know, you can quite quickly rack up the 1Xs just for off tracks.
Yeah, and I find when you get as close to the car in front as Tom is to Stuart at the minute, your car acts really funny around here. It's almost like the front end's got no grip and things like that. Yeah,
you would like to think that it's aero deprivation on the front of the car. I don't know whether iRacing models it that well, but you're right. You do seem to struggle when you're behind another car.
What's going on here? What was that?
That was that one. That was Frank. Went wide.
Well, he's dropped immensely, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he started on like
2 places there.
Yeah.
If you watch here,
he's got mugged here.
He's tried to turn in, and Carl was already there, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. That's like getting told off by the teacher, that one.
Yeah, so that drops Frank down to 6.
Oof. Carl Shaw's getting beaten up here by these cars that all look the same. What team is that again?
I can't remember.
No, neither can I. If they made their cars look a bit different, they'd be all right, wouldn't they?
Well, I did suggest that.
Did you?
I got
Oh, I
shouted
didn't
down.
realise
Yeah.
that. All right, okay. So what that's meant is that Kevin Viemont has literally, we can see him in the distance. He's done what?
Yeah,
He's gone.
he's disappearing. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, he's had enough of that. He's checked out.
I've got Rob Venn in the pits.
Hey?
Rob Venn in
I've
the
just
pit.
looked down the pits and I couldn't see a car in the pits. It says he's out. Here we go. Oh, he's done what I did. He's done what I did. Oh, that's expensive, Rob.
Yes. Luckily, he was at pit entry.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought he'd beached it then.
Yeah, I did. Oh, that. Oh, either way, that's
front left's not looking pretty, is it?
No, that's a bit raw. Oh, he's back on the track.
Brand new.
Good lad. Oh, get on with it, Rob. It's good to see when people carry on, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
That's what we were saying about the free repair. That's what it's for.
Yep. So, Ant Woodward.
Oh, he's took one down the side
double
there.
R, isn't it?
Yep.
Having a good old battle there.
Now, Ant Woodward must have done 1 million laps around here in the V8 already. So he'll be very...
Oh, that's James Underhill.
It is.
Going the long way round.
Oh, and why would you do that? Unless you were going to reset. Oh, no. Eh?
Could have been an in-car issue.
Yes, true. Sorry, I shouldn't be so judgmental. Here we go with the Wasps. Oh, Ant, where are you going, mate? Come back. It's on the right there somewhere.
What happened to Ant Woodward?
I think his sat-nav failed him. Maybe
he's on his own.
Only shows
he's on his own. Yeah. He's just run out wide. That's all.
Has, yeah. He's been in the wrong gear, I think. He's back running anyway. He'd only just done that move on double R, hadn't he?
Yeah, he had. Yeah,
he's lost a couple of positions, so he's got a bit of work to do.
That's dropped him behind double R and Kip Stevens as well, so he's got some catching up to do there.
Yep, he really has, yeah.
So at the front of the GT4s, Andrew Hopley has got nearly a 3-second lead. We're coming up to 12 minutes in. Robert Schoenleber still sits in second, Stuart Dick third, Tom Stanley fourth, Craig Cameron in fifth, double R in sixth, Kip Stevens seventh, Ant Woodward 8th, and Simon Chester in 9th.
And in the TCRs, we have Kevin Viemont in first place again. Carl Hardy.
Carl Shaw is making a move here on Carl Hardy.
He's done it as well.
And I think Carl might lose out to Jimmy as well.
He has?
Yeah, he has.
I've done. I'll quit my run through the...
yeah, sorry, you can carry on now, Pete.
All right, I'll start again because it was last year's.
It's all different now.
Yeah. Kevin Viemont in first, Chris Shaw for now in second, Jimmy Custodden in third, in an equally identical car is Carl Hardy in fourth, David Ayres in fifth, Frank T-Bosch in sixth, and a little way back is Scott Malcolm after his excursion into the Outback.
Yeah, so that pass that we see with Chris Shaw, that's a typical example of when you get it down the inside and force the car out onto the dirty stuff. If the car behind you is close enough, you've picked the lock, opened the door, and the other car goes, "Thank you very much, I'm coming through there as well."
Absolutely.
Teammate or not.
Yeah. I've been mugged by 2 or 3 cars at once through that corner. It's just...
Tom Stanley, not Tony Stanley.
No, I'm making that name up again. Deary me. At least it's the same colour as the screwdrivers.
That's the only reason I know it's him.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing as well.
So Jimmy Custodden is putting all sorts of pressure on championship leader Chris Shaw.
He is, and you can see in the distance there, out of the right window, if you've got more than one monitor, that you can see the race leader, Kevin Veermont, checking out.
Yeah, and things are so tight at the top of this championship. Is Jimmy going to throw one? He is.
Yes, he is. Door banging.
Where's Carl? Is he close enough to take advantage? I don't think he is.
I think that door's going to get shut. Oh, he's switched it back and he's taking it back.
Oh, that was a
good move.
That was a great move.
That was splendid. That's brilliant. Oh, and teammate on teammate, blue on blue, as you say.
Blue on blue, yeah.
Yeah, nearly.
I've got Simon Chester has crashed somewhere.
You could throw a first-class stamp over the whole lot of them. What were you saying?
I think Simon Chester has crashed somewhere.
Oh, he's there. He's there at the top of the hill.
Yeah, this has really brought this second to seventh battle close.
This is brilliant, this.
Kevin Veermont must be looking in his mirror saying, "Thank you, God."
He's laughing his back off.
Because it's so tight at the top there between Kevin and Chris. You know, Chris is going to be desperate to chase Kevin down now.
Yeah, totally.
And they got these four wasps behind them, and
look at this.
So
Kip
this
Stevens
is on double R.
Yeah, this is a bit tasty.
And
he's got a good run.
Still in the background.
He's got a good run. He's going to step out now. I don't think he's. Oh, you know what Kip Stevens is like. He doesn't say no, does he?
No, you know you can throw it down there, but you've still got to give racing room, you know, to the other car. So
the control that Kip's shown there is brilliant.
I think that is one of them, that you throw it down, you see what the other car is doing, and if they're not yielding, you give it back to them. And
well, you have to, otherwise you got a double wreck, haven't you?
So this is the Simon Chester
that's
crash.
Wide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Well, I've never seen the bonnet raise up before.
I have.
Yeah,
funnily enough.
Never seen that.
Oh, look at this again. Is this again? Or is this a replay?
No, this is live.
This is live, right, okay. It looks exactly like it did last time. See, he's not getting the toe, is he?
No,
but look at that under the brakes. Is he going to be able to stop it? Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
That is perfect. It's, you know, just throw the anchors on, stop it on the apex, and the car behind has got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he's not getting that toe, or we're not seeing it because of the speed advantage of the BMW over the Porsche.
Oh, I think you're right.
Possibly.
Yeah. Oh, someone trying to break a toe here. That's Carl Hardy throwing it out wide.
So,
look at what's happened. Chris Shaw is starting to check out.
He is, isn't he? Yeah.
And the Result Clothing boys, they're having their own little tantrum.
Yeah, they've got their own race going on here.
Yeah. And they all look the same, so nobody knows who's winning. So this is, well, the asymmetric guys trying to chase down Robert Schoenleber still. So what you were saying before about being a cork in the bottle.
I think they've caught him up because he did gap them. So I don't know whether they're just lapping faster or whether Robert has made a mistake somewhere. But they're definitely on him.
And there's quite a country mile between them and Andrew now. Yeah,
I would think he's possibly made a mistake because it was just under 2 seconds a few laps ago, and now it's 4.5 seconds.
Do you mean the Robert Schoenleber gap?
The Robert to Andrew.
Oh, Robert to Andrew, right.
Right, so here we've got, is that David Ayres throwing it down the inside of Jimmy Custodden?
Yeah, Jimmy's doing a good job of moving backwards at the minute, it feels like.
Yeah.
He's right, although he's back where he started, so maybe I'm being unfair there.
Yeah, I just expected him to be a bit further up after, last week. So
yes.
But again, these drivers are so evenly matched. We are seeing that slipstream down the start-finish straight, and people throwing it down the inside, and because they're teammates, they don't want to try and block it or turn in or anything. So I think they're just, if you get the run, you take the position, I'll take it back off your next lap.
Yeah, true. And they've got to face the embarrassment on Monday morning anyway, haven't they? Or what day are we on? Is this Wednesday? So
It's
Thursday
Wednesday,
morning.
yeah.
Just
So not
working from
only
home.
does Pete not know the names of people, but
I don't even know what day
he
it is.
doesn't even know what day it is.
Oh, look at that! I mean, these guys are racing so close together. There's not much between them.
and I think this is good news for Ant Woodward.
Just looking at my screen.
I think Ant is catching these guys up now. In fact, yeah, he's almost on the back of them.
Is it not Kip Stevens that's chasing these guys down?
No, that's a different battle.
It's Craig Cameron that's chasing these guys down.
Craig Cameron, sorry, yes.
Yeah, Ant is chasing Double Air.
Yeah, right, okay. So, for those people watching, neither me nor Clyde know what's going on at all in
no
GT4.
idea. And I'm actually looking at it on the track map as well. And I sat there for a couple of minutes because I've got first three letters selected, and so
right.
Ant Woodward is called Woo, and I was trying to work out who Woo was. But anyway, enough of my stupidity. So how long do they carry on like this, Pete? Or do the teammates of Stuart Dick and Tom Stanley say, I'll tell you what, I haven't been able to get past Robert, let's have a swap round, you have a go at it?
I don't think they're going to do that at all. We saw in a previous race that they're quite happy to bang doors and other fenders with one another. And AAA not being here, all right, fair enough, he's working. I think that I'd have sorted these two out somehow. I don't know why. But you can see Tom Stanley's dropping back now from Stuart Dick, so maybe he's done his either fronts or rears, because depending on how you drive, that's front tyres that he's lost there.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Depending on how your driving style works around Lime Rock Park means either the front or the back of your car goes, and it's never both at the same time, because that'd be nice, because then you could feel it going slowly. Generally it's one or the other, and you get a nasty surprise at some point.
Okay, so I know you hate me being correct, Pete.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you, aren't I?
We have a message from Sarah on the chat who says Underhill stopped because his Fanatec wheel decided to open its settings page and make changes, so he had to stop and change them back again. So yeah, unfortunately, I was right again.
Well, nobody likes when you're right. Sarah, can you next time not fuel Clyde's ego? But at the same time, thank you very much for the information. We really appreciate it.
Whoever Sarah is, I love her. So
his ego's big enough. He's had to have the door widened in his house several times.
Yeah, that's for me belly.
Yeah. Yeah. So Robert Schoenleber, I don't think is any cork in any bottle. He's been leading this group for quite a long time now. Andrew Hopley, however, out in a class of his own, riding the country maybe.
Yeah, he's now going to come up to the back of the TCR field by the looks of it.
He is, and what has he got? A 4.5 second gap.
Yeah,
that's a long time around Lime Rock, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got, as I said, I've got no information on pit stops for tonight, unfortunately. But if you was Andrew Hopley and the pit window was open, would you be tempted to pit before you hit the back of that TCR field, rather than get slowed up and let the other guys catch you?
Personally, I would, but that's because I've never been in that situation in a real life race, because I'm usually crashed by now. I think it's probably an advantage for him to do that, because if you consider that this bunch of guys that are chasing him down aren't that far behind him really, his pit stop's going to probably put him into free air, isn't it?
Well, that's always the risk, isn't it, of pitting early? But just looking at that battle in front of him, it's all teammates.
Yeah.
They're all going to be talking to each other on the chat. We're just seeing Ant Woodward putting
doing
a move on
brilliant
Double
number.
R.
Yeah, that's a good move. If he can get it finished.
Go on,
Romain.
knock him back round.
There you go.
Good lad.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Round of applause for Roman. He'll have another go at that. I am absolutely sure.
Yeah, let's say my concern for Andrew would be the battle between Custodinaires and Hardy.
Yes.
And how quickly or
that was netcode.
Netcode in there, definitely.
Yeah.
You know how much time he would lose trying to get through them.
Yes. Yeah. It's all about that. It's how much you're going to get delayed. And because they're having their own little result clothing battle, apparently, they're not going to be that bothered about him. So I personally would be boxing the car as soon as I came up on the back of that bit of the field. You're going to have to pass it again next time round, aren't you?
Yeah, but you sort of minimise how many times you're going to have to get past the TCRs, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. And it would be silly to... Oh, is that a car pitting in the background? A TCR?
It is. It's Carl Hardy.
Right, so is that the start of the pit window?
So the pit window is open for the TCRs at least. Stuart Dixon as well, so it must be open for all of them. So let's see what Andrew does. See, if Andrew had a 20-second lead, he could afford to lose 10 seconds behind the TCRs.
Anton as well.
But he can't afford to lose 10 seconds at the moment.
No, and I wonder if... Well, Ant's not going to sit there for his damage, is he? It's cosmetic at best.
Yeah. I don't think Andrew has quite caught them yet, has he? So
no. And there's no team asymmetry. Ooh, bloody hell. I always get like that when they come up over that hill. But there's no team asymmetry rules, is there? Because, here we go.
I was literally just going to say it might pay Hopley just to see whether these TCRs go into the pit or not.
Yeah, I bow to your wisdom.
As I said that, they both went into the pit. So that's cleared a bit of track for him at the moment.
Yeah. I didn't expect the TCRs to pit so early, it has to be said. And Tom Stanley's getting very, very attentive with the back of Robert Schönleber's car.
Yeah, so he's got, I don't know how many laps he's going to give it, or whether he comes in this lap because his teammate pitted the last lap.
Yeah, maybe.
But he hasn't been able to get on the back of Robert because obviously Stewart has been in the middle of him.
Yeah, I mean,
he might fancy his chances better.
Yeah, I think he's going to... Well, I would pit now if I was Tom Stanley, unless Robert's going to pit. If Robert pits, then it's just going to clog up the pit lane.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that defensive from Robert.
Yeah.
Around the outside, round here. Would you do it?
Oh, you risk touching, but...
Careful, lads.
It's hard to hold it round there, but if you you get the inside.
Yes, and he's done
then
it.
You get the outside.
Yep, that's a done deal, that, because he's going to stop in the apex of the next turn, this one, and there's no way around there.
Yeah.
Good move, Tom Stanley. Excellent work, mate.
So, again, with me talking in hindsight, I was going to say, normally, I say, do whatever the car in front doesn't do.
Well, overtake it?
No, with the pitting.
Yeah.
But in that occasion, I was going to say, I think he should stay out for 2 or 3 laps and see whether he can find a way past Robert.
Yeah.
And obviously he did.
So this is Scott Malcolm doing a bit of lighty flashy at the back end of the Result Clothing boys. Has he pitted?
Yes.
Right, so he's on lead lap with them, is he?
It's only Kevin and Chris that haven't pitted in the TCRs yet, according to my screen.
Only Chris, but yeah, okay. So he's joined the back of this Result Clothing train.
Yes, so I'm not sure whether he's caught them up on speed or has he just done something special.
Oh, bit of door banging.
No, he hasn't done anything special with the pits. So
No, and this is stopping
this,
Stuart
yeah,
Dick
I
from
was going to say
getting
this is
anywhere.
bad news for Stuart with this battle going on in front of him.
See, this is what we were talking about for Andrew.
Yeah,
funnily
but
enough.
Andrew, judging where Stuart has come out, Andrew should come out in front of this battle.
Yeah. If maths works the same.
Yeah, and physics and
Yeah. And
the
all
laws of the
all that
universe.
stuff. Yeah. That I've got a degree in. Yeah. I don't
But
trust it.
obviously, that hasn't helped Scott Malcolm because that's brought him away from David Ayres.
Yeah.
But David and Carl are going to have who is that? Tell me, who is it?
What?
Stuart. Sorry, they're both gonna have Stuart trying to get past them. So
Oh right, do it. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were after another name.
no, they're either going to have to yield,
Yeah.
which
they're not going to do.
Which brings Scott back into it, or battle, which is going to slow him down and bring Scott back into it.
Yeah, and here we've got Frank T-Bosch and Jimmy Custodon.
So yeah, Frank is now having a go at Jimmy.
Excuse me. Or he was.
Yeah, I think with the TCR being such a momentum car, if you get a corner wrong, you can lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then you've got to get back into your rhythm, claw it all back. 3, 4, 5 laps to claw that time back. One mistake on a corner and it's gone again.
Yes.
But yeah, Scott Malcolm is now getting closer again to David Ayres, so that battle's going to commence.
Stuart Dick has or hasn't pitted?
Has.
I thought he was higher up than that.
No, he was one of the first ones. Yeah, he was second.
Right.
And he was one of the first of the GT4s, if not the first to pit.
So that's not done him any favours at all.
No, because he's come out behind this battle.
Yeah. So he's ended up 7th. That's just unlucky, that.
He's ended up 7th, but he is the highest up out of the pitters. So everyone in front of him is going to have to pit. Although the time that he's losing, or the time that he lost behind the TCRs, Scott Malcolm, David Ayres, hold on. You got two teammates coming.
Oh, you got teammates all over you. Oh, that's just a comedy of errors.
There was contact there.
I think there's a car in the. Oh, they've all gone off. There's a car in the background where it's backfired 20 times and the doors have fallen off and there's 25 clowns jumping out of it.
And that's now James Underhill stuck behind them. I think Jimmy Custodon has got a lot of damage.
Do you?
Yes. That
the
front right wheel
it looks a bit...
seems to be going round on its own. This is the same one. And there's the contact, which I think gave Jimmy damage.
Right.
So as I was saying,
for you, is it?
Yeah, I think the time that Stuart lost behind the TCRs, he's probably, when everybody's pitted, he's going to shake down in about 4th.
Right. That's a lot to lose, isn't it?
So yeah, Jimmy coming in with his damage.
Yeah. He's got a quick repair, so
I don't know, because he's already pitted, so he may have used it if he hadn't turned it off.
Craig Cameron in the pits. You would expect him to come out in front of Stuart.
Scott Malcolm's found some speed.
Has he?
He's giving it to these result boys now.
He is now. He's caught up with them again. When Stuart Dick was... Oh, he's doing it large, isn't he? Oh, he's going to force him out wide. Oh, jeez. Hate that camera angle.
That's for 3rd place.
Yes, this isn't for anything shabby. And Carl's got to pit, right? No, he's done his pit, hasn't he?
Yeah, all your TCRs have pitted, apart from your front two. What is the gap between the front two?
Chris Shaw is...
Just under 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's a big gap for Lime Rock Park. And there's the 2 leaders. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Spooky people. It's like we planned it, or like Sam planned it. We can't ever believe that that's true.
That was pretty lucky.
Well, I'm waiting to see what type of what lap, what pace Double R can put in at the moment, because he's got a
Oh, look at this.
massive clear track in front of him.
Scott Malcolm, is he going to try the
Carl's
outside?
going defensive.
That's hard around the outside in a front-wheel drive car, mind. You're going to have to do a cutback, and you're not going to be able to do that either. So that is a fat result clothing TCR in front of you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that outside is very difficult because it's slippery offline. If you do get it to stick, because you've then got the inside for that next long left, it's job done. But
yeah, that's close. That's very close. I can see his carburetor from there.
yeah, his best bet is here, getting a better run out of this last corner.
Yeah, he tried this the last time, I think, and couldn't get the beans on it.
Yeah. And I think the trouble is the toe, by the time you're feeling the effect of the toe, the straight's over and you're into the braking zone.
Yeah, and in a front-wheel drive car, you get less effect, don't you, really? Because your own engine's fighting against you. You get your pace through the turns.
Yeah, he's got to be right on his back bumper going through that last turn.
Yes,
That's
if he
the
was
only
glued to
real
him, he'd be
chance
alright.
he's got.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Carl making a mistake, obviously, but Carl doesn't make many mistakes.
He doesn't seem to, no.
Apart from with liveries, obviously.
Well, yeah, the liveries is a disaster.
So where are we on pit stop? So I'm seeing the top 5 in GT4 still haven't pitted, and the top 2 in TCRs haven't pitted.
So you
we
must have
are 36 minutes in.
Here we go, here we go. He's got toe there, but it's not going to do him any good.
No, Carl can defend that too easily.
Yeah, he's going to try the cutback, maybe. He's pulled right onto the back of him again.
There is no cutback there.
No.
Because this turn goes into a left, you just move your car over to the left, and it's job done.
Yeah, new tactic needed.
Yeah, really, you've got to get down the inside, get in front, and then stop your car on the apex. Just stop the other car coming back at you. That's your best option around there.
The spotter that he doesn't have needs to be shouting in his ear. Just follow him, right? Don't step out from his slipstream until you get onto the back straight. And then when you get on the back straight, do him.
Yeah, see, I think Carl is getting a better run out of that final corner, and that's allowing him to go defensive into this one.
Yeah, because he showed his nose before he went up the hill.
He didn't even have to defend that time.
No. And I've had races like this in official races where you just like, get the hell out of my way.
Yeah, Scott may need to try something different, like, I don't know, backing off slightly earlier, going into that last corner.
I hope he can step out to the right here, because if he does, now this is good. This is good.
This is an option.
What he needs to do.
Yeah,
he's done it.
If
he can hold that.
No. Oh, and they got Ant Woodward coming into the mix as well now. So
scared him.
Ant should be able to do at least one of them down the back straight.
He'll do both, I think.
Just
especially if he does this.
Looking for Wu. There's Wu. Yeah, I think he could have done the second one, but played it safe.
Yeah, he's going to do him into the right, left-hander, sorry. Just stay straight, and down you go. There we go. Nicely done, Ant. And he's away.
Yeah. Oh, and Scott's got a run. Scott's got a run.
Oh, this is what we want. I'm so excited. I punched my own microphone.
Oh, he's done him. He's done him. Can he hold it? Can he? Yes, he can.
There we go. Good overtake.
Good
Nicely
move.
done,
Good move.
Scott Malcolm.
It looked like Carl lifted to help Ant get the pass done, and Scott went, "Thank you very much."
Yeah, and Carl went wide.
So, can Scott pull away from Carl, or is Carl going to give it back to him?
Well, given the fact that Carl, sorry, my mistake, Scott went gardening on lap 1,
Yeah,
and has pulled all the way back, and now he's just overtaken Carl for that position, which is that 4th?
that's third.
No, third.
Yeah.
So all the result boys are now at the back of the field. Not that I'm trying to instigate any kind of frustration in them.
So Tom Stanley has pitted, as has Craig Cameron.
Right.
Andrew Hopley, I'm still not seeing a pit stop, or Kip Stevens, or Double R, or our front two of Kevin and Chris in TCRs.
I would agree with all of that. Excuse me.
But yeah, this has brought, all that battle in there has brought Frank Tibosh back into this battle. So he's going to be the next one to have a go at Carl Hardy.
Mm.
And I think Scott Malcolm is pulling away.
I think he is as well.
And interestingly, I think Chris Shaw is also gaining on Kevin Veermont.
I haven't looked at that gap for a long time, and Kevin's got
Actually, I've just lied.
Oh.
When we switched over to Kevin, the gap has actually gone out to nearly 7 seconds.
Yeah. I haven't been focusing on it, so I can't ridicule you for it.
It's that thing on the timing screen where when you're not focused on that car, the gap is weird.
Yeah.
So this is Craig Cameron, who has pitted, and Double R, who hasn't. Kip Stevens has been in the pits.
Well, we're not taking tyres on this, are we?
I don't know.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I don't think they are, no.
You don't use an awful lot of tyre in this track, so.
I don't know. The right hand, the left hand sides suffer. It's basically an oval track, isn't it? This with a couple of kinks in it. So being clockwise, everything is harder on the left hand side tyres.
There we go.
There's Craig down the insides. Double R doesn't really need to fight that one because that's not a position for him because he hasn't pitted yet.
Yeah, whilst it is on the numbers, it's offset by the pit stops, isn't it? In the background, Stuart Dick, who was fighting for second place at one point, finds himself in 5th. And Kip Stevens, who started last, is doing a mighty job.
Yeah, and I'd say that Stuart Dick was held up behind them TCRs.
He was, yeah, and this is the effect of it, isn't it?
You know, he's going to get a place back on Double R when he pits.
Whoa!
Ooh, if he can keep it on the track.
Well, Kip's going to do him down here now, surely. He's going to have to do it the long way around, or do a cutback of some.
Yeah, no, he's defending into there.
Yeah. And Kip's a wily chap, isn't he? So he's going to have the measure of that. He won't get embroiled in it just yet. He'll wait for his own opportunity.
So, as predicted by moi,
oh yeah, sorry,
I think Stuart Dick will be net 4th.
Right.
Once the pit stops are over, because he got stuck behind that TCR battle.
So, in other words, when Double R pits, he will drop that place, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Double R's gonna drop a couple of places. Kip Stevens has got ahead of Robert Schoenleber in the pit stops.
Well,
Double R's in.
Oh, he is, yeah. So Robert Schoenleber, unless you're going to correct me, was second, right?
Yes.
How's he dropped so far? Is that just the traffic? Is that just the TCR
could
traffic?
Be, yeah. Craig Cameron and Stuart Dick and obviously Kip Stevens have all benefited from something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So Robert Schoenleber has dropped to 6th place right now. He's got nobody in front of him now other than Andrew Hopley that hasn't pitted. Is that right?
Yeah, Andrew still hasn't pitted.
So, but everybody else has. So why is Robert Schönleber in 6th, not in 2nd? It wasn't him that was stuck behind the TCRs. It was Stuart Dick.
Yeah, and Stuart is a bit ragged at the moment.
He's wild at the moment. But why is Robert Schönleber so far down? I don't get it.
No, nor do I. His pit stop was
Anybody on the
longer.
channel found it?
I think he took tyres.
What? Nobody else did.
Yeah,
Well, you'd think he'd be.
he
absolutely
was.
knocking it out of the pan then.
The cars in front of him on track did pit stops between 6 and 8 seconds quicker than he did.
Well, that has to be tyres. Is that an error, or has he got a plan?
Well, we'll find out in 15 minutes.
Well, right now it says it's an error. And Kip Stevens is getting a bit fighty back here, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Stuart,
going miles back.
yeah, Stuart didn't defend that time, but
He didn't need to. Kip wasn't near enough. That Porsche does look good, though, doesn't it?
well, you know, we've said it before that the Porsche carries more speed. You're seeing it there. The Porsche carries more speed round the corners.
He's right on the back of him.
Unfortunately, overtaking round a corner is very difficult.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you've got to be able to get your car inside, haven't you? And
Yeah.
not really that possible, unless he steps out here and manages it. Oh, he's not letting his brake go.
You've got to, you know, that is a plan, but you've got to get your nose up the inside there.
Yeah, he's got to be close now, right?
Yeah, otherwise you do what Kip did there and back out of it, because you're just going to cause an unnecessary accident.
Yeah, see, your spotter would be shouting at you saying, don't get too close going like over the hill, wait until you're on the straight and be under his rear wing. Where's Uncle Bill anyway?
I don't know. I thought he was going to be joining us. So he did say he was going to be late.
Yeah, but there's late and then there's beyond. But anyway, he's lost a lot of ground there, Kip, hasn't he?
He has. Maybe Stuart's just got it back under control. I've not seen him touch the grass, at least on the last lap anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 Porsches in the entire field. Everybody else is in the BMW. Robert Venn is away back because of previous incidents with the pit wall, or whatever you want to call that bit before the pit lane.
Okay, Chris Shaw has pitted from 2nd place in TCRs.
Yes, he has, yeah.
So that just leaves our 2 leaders in each class to pit.
That's Shelby.
Yeah. I think it's the daughter and the grandson have just left, so Shelby's not happy.
Yeah. I'm gonna strop.
Typical female. Anyway, so we've still got this battle going on. This is, like I say, Carl Shaw. I'm making names up now. Carl Hardy.
You're worse than me.
Yeah. Frank had a very ropey start to the race, but he's got it under control, and he's picking people off one at a time. Jimmy is still in the pits having that damage repaired that he got from David Ayres. Oh, and what have you done?
What's that?
And Woodward.
He just parked it.
Let's have a look.
He's run wide. He's
on the grass.
He's trying to control it.
Oh, yeah. There's that funny lump in the grass there, isn't there?
Yeah, and then there's tyres, and there's pain, and there's repairs to be done.
Oh, to be honest, it didn't look.
It didn't look rough, did it?
No, it didn't look race ending.
No.
but he just didn't seem to get going again. There's Robert Schoenleber having a go at it as well.
Did he? I didn't see what happened afterwards. Did he reset, or did he wait for traffic to create a massive gap so he could get to the pits?
Can I see Wu? No, he's gone.
Oh, he has. Oh, that's such a shame. Oh, and the Kevin Viamont's just pitted.
Yep, so that's TCR leader in the pits.
The woes of Ant Woodward have been abandoned. What did he just? Yeah, he just. Quit.
He just reset it, didn't he? Oh, yep. Carl Hardy's made a mistake.
And there you go.
There's Frank through.
Frank's had a bit of that and said thank you.
Go!
Oh, dear.
More blue on blue.
Kip Stevens in the pits. Was he waiting for a pit stop?
No, he'd already pitted, I thought. Because he was running second.
I'm seeing him pitted.
Yeah, so am I.
What happened there?
He went off track somewhere. Oh, I'd like to see that. We were a little bit further back.
Yeah.
Did he just lose it over the brow?
Yes.
That just looked really weird.
Yeah. It's like well, I don't often see people hit the left hand. Oh, he lost his
he got a wiggle on the way just before he got to the brow of the hill.
Yep. That's pretty expensive, that. And he's already been pitted, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it makes it worse from that angle, Sam. Not good. What's he done? He's back on track though. So good effort, Kip. Yeah, he's circulating again, I think. Is he?
No, I'm not seeing him on track.
I don't know where he is anymore.
No, I'm seeing him in the pits and dropping down the field.
Oh, right, okay. Yes, I am seeing the same. That's a shame.
We have a sigh on the chat from Ant Woodward.
Oh dear.
So, interesting now, with 9 minutes left. I think Carl Hardy is struggling, and David Ayres is catching him. So, this little battle, even though it's only for 5th and 6th in class, is for bragging rights at their workplace.
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, Kip has got a connection issue.
Oh, he has.
I wonder if that was anything to do with it.
I expect so, because Kip is a very capable person, isn't he?
Yeah, we may have done him a disservice there.
Yeah. Andrew Hopley.
So Hopley takes his pit stop and he will come out miles in front of Tom Stanley.
Yeah, there are several postcodes between him and Tom. Nobody's got an answer yet, have they, Clyde?
No, that's 6 rounds in and 6 races without an answer to the Hopley problem.
Kevin Viamont is, well, he's supreme at the front of the TCR.
Yeah, this must be, obviously my memory is rubbish, but this must be the most convincing win in the TCRs since Mr. Ferrari won the first round.
I think so, yeah. This is 8 seconds at the minute, and is that right? 8 seconds-ish?
It's massive, isn't it, in this car, and especially how close all these drivers are.
Yes, but you've got this going on. So
there you go, see?
Yeah, you've got a lot of result clothing.
What did Carl do? Yeah, Carl's tyres have gone.
Yeah, definitely. And he's been done by David Ayres.
David Ayres, yep.
Will bring a small but painful tear to his eye as it rolls slowly down his cheek tomorrow morning.
Yes. And although I do believe they are good friends, I think there is a lot of, shall we say, winding up
So do the others work at the same place?
No, I think it's just those two. I'm not
Right.
100% sure.
Right. Okay.
But we did have some fairly interesting comments, shall we say, from David.
Yeah, we did.
Something
remember
about pie eating and
Yeah. Try to defend your lunchbox. Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, Robert Venn closing in on the back of whoa, Carl Hardy. That's not his real name. His real name is just Carl Hardy.
So, with 5 minutes left to go, and whilst we're watching these battles, I'm just going to bring Ant Woodward into
Oh, is
the
he here?
booth and find out exactly what happened. Ant Woodward, welcome to the booth.
Evening.
Evening. What happened, fella?
I was chasing six and I sort of got excited and I thought you've got to push for this, sixth place. I was catching him and I just pushed too hard, I think.
Yeah, we see you earlier on in the race. You had pace and you had a mistake and it dropped you back, but then you was catching them again, and like you say, you got back up to fight. But we said at the start of the broadcast, this is one of them tracks that if you get it slightly wrong, it does bite you.
Yeah, I made two mistakes into turn one as well, which put me slightly back. So bad race, but good race. Showed some pace. So there you go. That's something to take from it.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, we appreciate you coming in the booth and explaining to us, and we'll let you go while we watch the exciting end of this race. And good luck next week, fella.
No problem. Cheers, guys.
Thanks. So, Ant Woodward there, just explaining his woes of the race. As usual, Ant's quite a chirpy fella, so he's taken the positives out of it, that he had some pace, and we'll see Ant again next week in this series.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Ant can come to Croft for the BTCC, won't we?
I think that might be a bit of a trek for him, but
it's North Wales, isn't it? So
it's still the other side of the world.
It is. It's a completely different country. Yeah.
So, what are we looking at here? We are looking at
that
Craig Cameron chasing down Tom Stanley.
Yeah, we've seen Andrew Hopley overtake Frank T-Bosch. Craig Cameron is trying to get the tractor beam out for Tom Stanley, but he's struggling to get there, I think.
What is it? It's less than just under 2 seconds, isn't it? So
it is, but that's mainly because Tom's facing the back of a TCR and Robert Venn.
Exactly, and how many times have we said it before? The first car that gets, they're not back markers, but obviously they're being lapped. First car gets there and struggles to get past them. He's given the lights a good flash there.
Yeah.
And then the driver is more aware when the second one comes up and they get past easily. So
yeah,
it's 1.5 seconds now.
An interesting and in an inverted commas feature of this is all those result clothing boys were nose to tail earlier.
Yeah, Tom
now they're all
this done now.
Fully spread out.
That's mainly because they keep crashing into each other.
There is a bit of that, yeah.
Whoa!
Whoa! What are you doing? Oh.
I thought he was going to get back up the inside then.
I did as well. That was good.
Right, so
here comes Craig for the same bit of action.
Yeah, he's if Craig has to sit behind for the whole lap, I think game over.
Yeah, I would say so. He's not doing it though. He's going on the inside.
No, he's letting him go. So
Frank's
game on.
Out of that.
That is game on.
Yep.
Although, I say although, and I do like them pink wheels, by the way.
What is it with you? Pink?
I don't know. Real men wear pink. That's what they say. This track is or can be easy to defend. Your main overtaking point is the break-in into turn one. And if Craig does get on the back of Tom, I can pretty much guarantee that Tom is going to go down the right-hand side of the start-finish straight for whatever laps we've got remaining, 2, possibly 3, possibly.
So, yeah. What? Are we near the end? Yeah, we are. I agree with you to a point. So, a Lime Rock is easy to defend, but if you make a mistake, you can be defending something that you shouldn't be.
Oh, yeah, it's very easy. Like I say, we've just had that chat with Ant. It's very easy to put a wheel wrong, and especially if you're looking in your mirror rather than out of your windscreen.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So Robert Van letting everybody go through. Probably the right thing to do. Easy.
So where is Hopley on the track?
He's on like Imola or somewhere. He's on.
Just
9 seconds. Is that?
See, we've got another 22 seconds. I think we might get another lap.
All right. Sam, we better show. And yeah, cheers. We better show his car just because the sponsors might.
10 seconds.
Yeah, 10
I
seconds.
think 5 seconds. No.
He's gonna get one more, isn't he? He's gonna get one more.
He is going to get one more.
Oh, good lad. Good effort, Andrew. And round he goes again. So this is his final lap. Andrew Hopley, a masterful 9 seconds ahead of Tom Stanley at the moment. Who's that in front of him? That is Scott Malcolm.
Yeah, Scott Malcolm's still sitting third in TCRs.
Yeah, he's going to want to continue just in case someone crashes on their final lap. So he's going to want to stay ahead of Andrew. Andrew won't want any part of getting involved with Scott. And here he goes. Last corner. It's that massive shoot onto the back straight. And Andrew Hopley, congratulations. First place. Stops it right before the line. Good lad. See some donut.
Yeah, congratulations, Andrew. Here we have Kevin Veermont, who is possibly going back to the top of the table in TCR class. Although Carl Shaw, he's had a good race as well, finishing second and minimising the damage.
He has, yeah, definitely. But Kevin Veermont out of the last corner. Lots of lights flashing, a bit of veering across the road, and a victory.
Well done, Kevin. Okay, so we've still got a couple of cars to finish. Double R still out on
in the background there.
Track. Has now finished. And we're just waiting on Scott Malcolm, who crosses the line.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's run you down your finishing order. GT4's Andrew Hopley comes home first. Tom Stanley in second. Craig Cameron in third. Stuart Dick fourth. Robert Schoenleber in fifth. Double R, Roman Ratu in sixth, Robert Venn in seventh, James Underhill in eighth, Simon Chester ninth, and the drivers that didn't finish, 10th, Kip Stevens, 11th is Ant Woodward, and 12th, Josh Rayfield.
And in the TCRs, we have your victor, which is Kevin Viemel. In second is Chris Shaw. In third is Scott Malcolm. Frank T-Bosch in fourth. David Ayres in fifth. Carl Hardy in sixth. That's not going to go down well tomorrow. And last but not least, Jimmy Custodden bringing up the rear of the field.
Yeah, so another dominant victory for Hopley, but when you look at the timing screens, it wasn't as dominant as we've seen before. So, perhaps these guys are starting to learn a thing or two and getting back to him. We had some really close battles in the GT4. We had some big accidents. We had Stuart Dick pitting early, but catching the traffic, which dropped him down from second. Great drive from Craig Cameron. Robert Schoenleber, we're not quite sure what happened to him, but he was
hopefully he'll
running
come into the
second,
chat,
weren't he, and finished fifth. And then in the TCR class, obviously once Kevin got in front, he ran away. Chris did his best to catch him. Scott Malcolm came through the lot to finish third, and Frank Tibosh, David Ayres, Carl Hardy, and Jimmy Custodon just decided to blue on blue all night. So again, we say it every time, but a bit of everything.
Absolutely. The Mika boys are on your screen at the minute, doing some reverse donuts, which is good fun. Kevin and Roman.
I think Kevin may need a bit of practice with them.
I think so. That's why I'm laughing. That's funny. A lot of. So what tonight showed was all these guys are very, very good at racing. There was no ridiculousness that we've experienced before. No ridiculous crashes. Everybody was on the racing line and the racing pace. It was very exciting, and lots of really good overtakes. Lots of good racecraft as well.
Yeah, most definitely. So let's crack on with our interviews. We've spoke to Ant, so let's get our TCR winner, Kevin Veermont, in, and obviously Pete, make sure you mention his donuts.
Absolutely. Good evening, Kevin Veermont. Welcome to the booth. Please don't swear, you are live. You have had a fantastic night. In that you started in fourth place, I think, and you finished first. So congratulations, Kevin Veermont. How did you find that race?
Yes, but I'm happy for this race. I manage my car, my setup is good, and my strategy is good. And I'm not Lamrock for me is not a good track, but I'm happy to win here.
Yeah, you must have done a lot of laps around Lime Rock Park over the years of you doing iRacing. Is it a track that you prefer or like, or is it one that you'd rather not go to?
For Lamrock?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not for me. It's difficult this track, but I have I have training this track, and I'm happy to win.
Excellent stuff. I mean, your donuts at the end of the race need a bit of work, don't you think? You were doing some of them in reverse.
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Kevin. A really dominant victory. Does that put Kevin on the top of the league, Clyde?
I believe it will, although we'll have to have a look at it. I think Kevin also did very well and needs to be commended on. I don't think he got any incident points, which obviously drivers lose points for incident points in this league. So we may need to knock 50 points off of him for his rubbish donuts at the end.
Yeah. But we're clearly not going to do that because that's just wrong. So Kevin Veermont, before you leave us, is there anybody you would like to thank?
I would like to thank my partner, Transport Didier Clément and Octopus Habitat. Thanks my teammate Romain Rato, and thanks my team Mecha Sport.
Excellent stuff. So, congratulations on your race victory, Kevin Viamon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And flushed. Right, so
Excellent work.
let's get Scott Malcolm is our next victim,
Go on.
third in TCR class. Scott, welcome to the booth.
Evening, guys.
Good evening. So, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you had one of the most awful starts going, and went off wide. Before that, your qualifying wasn't, I'm going to say, up to Scott Malcolm standards. And then from, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes in, you found another gear and you started picking the other, especially the result closing boys, picking them up and putting them down. What happened? Did you open your other eye, or something went on there?
You're going to have to tell me because I have no idea what happened.
I say you just. I would have to go back and look at your lap times, but all of a sudden you was just running the right lines. You was running quick laps. You was catching people. You was passing them. You was moving on to the next one. So something definitely happened there, and it certainly happened in your favour.
I think that I was doing consistent laps in there, and I think going off in the first lap was maybe a godsend because it gave me a bit of clean air.
Was that just cold tyres?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's just cold tyres.
So it was driver error then?
It was driver error, but it was cold tyres. If you want to put cold tyres, it's cold tyres. No, after last week's debacle with the pit stop, I thought I'll try something completely different, and it just seemed to work.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a fantastic drive. You got your elbows out when you needed to, and you when you had a clear track in front of you, you just knuckled down and pummeled the laps in. So, from your point of view, I don't know how much practice you've done this week for this track, and obviously, I would guess you was disappointed with your qualifying effort, but to come away with the bottom step of the podium, you must be over the moon.
Yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm kind of speechless. I wasn't expecting that, especially after that first lap. But I've always been consistent. I don't know if you speak to anybody else that's raced me, I've always put the laps in, and the times are always similar. My qualifying is what lets me down. I reckon I could be a bit faster with qualifying. But these qualifying times in the TCR tonight, there was only, I don't think there was less than a second between all seven.
Yeah, no, you wasn't far off. So yeah.
So on a wee track like this, it's not too bad. But I know what I need to work on, and fingers crossed it works.
Yeah, well, all I can say, mate, is I wouldn't worry too much about your qualifying, if you can carry on driving in the race like that. So I say, well done on your third place. Is there anybody you'd like to thank? Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
So just you guys for putting on this series and podcasting it. Just well done to Kevin and Andrew for winning both the classes, and Chris for getting second place as well, and all the result closing guys for letting me join in the practice sessions with them and the laughs we have through the week.
Yeah, and like I say, luckily enough, the result guys were more interested on blue incidents than anybody else. So they obviously done you a favour. So thanks for joining us in the booth, Scott. It's a pleasure to talk to you as normal, and we'll let you go. See you next week.
No problem. Catch you next week.
Okay, Pete, you have a choice.
Yeah.
You can either have blue on blue victim Jimmy Custodden
Yeah.
or James Underhill.
I've got to go for Jimmy.
Okie dokie. Here we go.
Jimmy Custodden, welcome to the booth. You are
Hey,
live.
hey.
Please do not swear. Exciting race. You were way up there in the middle of the result clothing battle. And then what happened?
I don't really know. I think I just haven't practiced enough on this track, and I just didn't have the groove today. Absolutely, I felt like I was all over the place. So after the last incident, I thought it was better to just lay it off before I'm gonna wreck the race for someone else.
Fair enough. You must have done a lot of laps around Lime Rock before, though, right?
A few, but not too many from before.
All right. Okay. In that case, fair enough. How do you feel you fared against your own result clothing teammates?
On practice, I thought I kind of felt like I was doing all right. We were all very equal, to be honest. But in the race, something happened, and I just didn't manage at all. The car didn't want to cooperate.
Okay. And is that because it was a blue on blue situation that you ended up under a friendly fire situation?
I think the first crash that I had door to door with the GT4 made me a bit nervous after that. So after that, I didn't manage to come back. Yeah.
Fair enough. In terms of your lap pace, you were actually very competitive, weren't you? Compared to all the others in the field for the TCRs. What do you think you need to do next time to make a real difference and get to the front?
The same I did last week, just more practice.
Right.
That's the key.
Okay. And where are we at next week, Clyde?
I have absolutely no idea, but I can find out for you.
Jimmy, where are we at
I am special like
That's
that.
Nürburgring.
Nürburgring.
Jordan
Oh
Bennett.
my word!
Green hell.
I'm gonna have to. Is that me putting a week aside to do Nürburgring? Is it? Right, okay. How do you think you'll do there, Jimmy?
I haven't bought the track yet, so no clue.
Brilliant! You'll do brilliantly. That's
But
fine.
I might not be able.
You'll learn it in 30 seconds, mate.
30 seconds, as long as every second is a minute, and you'll still do better than me.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I might not be able to get to that race though, because I'm gonna go out to the cabin with my girlfriend, maybe.
Out. Is that a euphemism, Clyde?
Well, I don't know. Whatever happened to mates before dates?
Yeah. What are you doing,
Oh.
Jimmy? Have a word with yourself.
You would rather spend an evening with your girlfriend in a cabin than you would talking to us.
See, he's not of the non-geek generation,
No,
Clyde. Really?
no, it's not good,
What's
is
that
it?
about? I mean, honestly, I bet he's got a tan as well. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go, Jimmy?
The whole team of Result.
All of them,
Absolutely.
really?
The whole team. Yeah,
Even
no
Carl?
doubt in my mind.
Even Carl, even David, really? That's a stretch, though, isn't it? Really, but anyway, carry on.
No, that's it. That's it.
But that's it. There's no thanks for us, Clyde.
No, that's right. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh dear, Sam.
maybe next time.
No thanks for you. Yeah, just the cameras work themselves, Sam.
I mean, I appreciate
that.
The whole thing. I think everybody.
We're joking with you, Jimmy.
Yeah. Jimmy thanks the entire world, everybody. That's great. Congratulations on getting around Lime Rock Park, Jimmy Custodden.
Yeah,
He
Flushed.
flushed him mid. Thanks. That's amazing.
Okay, so
I love
last but not least, we have our 8th place finisher in the GT4 class, James Underhill. Welcome to the booth.
Hello, you all right?
Yeah, not too bad. 8th place. Happy with that, or did you think you could go a bit better?
No, I think I had loads more pace. I'm really not happy. It's my wheel. So I thought I'd put in a good lap. So I thought I'll have a look at that on my black box. So I was messing about with my little knobby thing on the wheel, and all of a sudden my steering started to go a bit light. My damping was down. My force feedback was down. I was like, "What's wrong here?" So I took off my VR headset, and I was in the settings page on the Fanatec wheel. So I had to pull into the pits and change everything back, put it back to like a default setting that I had, which wasn't nice for the rest of the race.
Yeah, we sort of guessed because it looked a bit weird when you took to the exit, didn't you? And brought the car to a standstill, and we said it looked weird, and I sort of guessed that it could have been a hardware issue. And then we had Sarah on the chat confirming it for us.
Yeah, I shouted her in. I was like, "Tell him what's gone wrong." Because I look like an idiot. So I shouted her in. I think she had to set up a YouTube account and everything to leave a comment. So bless her for that.
Excellent, excellent.
Is that a bad workman, Clyde?
Well, yeah.
You say that.
We did the best of us.
So we did the 24 hours of Spa the weekend. My Fanatec wheel hasn't got a proper PSU, so it doesn't fit in right. So the wheel disconnected, so we hit the wall. When I don't know if you've ever done it, when your wheel disconnects, the steering goes full lock to the left. It doesn't matter what speed you're doing, it just full lock to the left. So it just hit the wall. So that happened. Then on my next stint, my internet dropped out. So we had to get towed back to the pits, and I crashed on that one. So I'm not really having that much luck.
And where was that race? Did you say? Sorry, James.
That was
It was Spa, the 24 hour of the weekend.
I've got a teammate like that, James, but he doesn't come up with half as good as an excuse as you do.
No, I don't. No.
No, you have to work on it. You work on it.
Yeah, my excuses range from sorry, Clyde, I crashed. To sorry, Clyde, I'm not very good. And that's about the expanse bit, isn't it, Clyde?
It is, yeah. So James, obviously, you've had some technical issues tonight. Overall, though, how are you finding A, the BMW, and B, the series?
The series is good. I'm enjoying the series. It's nice to be up there in the battles. The BMW is not the nicest car to drive. It's so heavy and understeery. It's like they've got a BMW off the road, stuck some race tyres on it, a cardboard spoiler, and said it's a race car. So I don't like it that much.
I think you probably hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, he understands it perfectly.
Yeah, I just can't drive it. But I'm more of a GT3 driver. I prefer the GT3s, but it's fine. It's not like I'm struggling for pace too much.
Yeah. Have you tried the Porsche?
I did. I bought it when it first came out, but I didn't do that many laps in it, and then we just decided as a team to go with the BMW.
Right, okie dokie. Well, glad to hear that you're enjoying the series. I was going to say apologies for your technical issues. That wasn't my fault. Commiserations, shall we say, for your technical issues. Anybody you'd like to shout out? Surely Sarah's going to be one of them. Before we let you go.
Yeah, she's got to be the one, hasn't she? Just the team, NLR, GT Mega for sponsoring us, and you guys, because I don't forget you like some of the races. So thank you guys.
Excellent. Well, thanks for that, James. Thanks for joining us in the booth, and better luck next time, fella.
See you next time, fellas. Bye-bye.
Catch you later. Super flush. Right, so I think we've already done a bit of a race summary.
Yeah,
nice to hear from the guys. Nice of Ant Woodward to come in after his we'll call it a rage quit, but he didn't sound like he was raging.
No, I think it was more of a disappointment quit, wasn't it?
Yeah, and GT4s. We've said it before. Someone has got to find a way to at least keep pace with Andrew Hopley. And there's a number of drivers in this field that can. The TCR side of things is just fantastically close. Kevin and Chris are swapping leads in the championship week on week. And Carl Hardy's, dropped a lot of points to them tonight. And then we've got I say this in the nicest possible way, the plodder that is Scott Malcolm, that just keeps finding these results out of nothing. And, as I was saying to Scott in the interview, he didn't really have a great deal in qualifying. Although the times were close, he was still bottom of the pile. We see him have he was lucky that there's the big runoff, but, straight off into the grass, lose a lot of time on the first corner. And then comes home third. So, absolutely fantastic drive from Scott. And then the fun and games of the result boys and their blue on blues. And, I think we can guarantee now there's no team orders in that team.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a bit like 7-year-old football, isn't it, with the result clothing boys sometimes. It's like you can look at like a complete expanse of no footballers, and then everyone's crowded around the ball. 22 players crowded around the ball. So it's an exciting league, and there's definitely someone that needs to take it to Andrew Hopley in the GT4s. Kevin Vimont needs to have a consolidated competition, i.e., everybody needs to make some sort of move to try and depose him from the top spot, because he's going to continue to pull away as we go through the course of the season. A fantastic league, very exciting. What a night at Lime Rock Park. Just brilliant.
Yeah, most definitely. So on that note, next up, we are official V8s on Friday night from Alton Park. Then we have the V8 ESC opening rounds from Mosport on Saturday. We have got the ECA endurance race, and Sam's going to shout at me because I can't remember where it's from on Sunday. Silverstone. And I was going to guess at Silverstone, and I thought, no, I better not, because I'll make myself look like an arse. And then next week, we are back with this series on Wednesday night from the Green Hell, also known as the Nürburgring, and I can never pronounce the second part of it.
Nordschleife.
Geshem Stricken Scotland Snicken.
Nobody knows that.
Which is bound to be a fantastic race, because you have to be a special kind of driver to learn that track, which unfortunately me and Pete are not.
No.
But it promises to be a really good race. So on that note, I shall thank Pete and Sam for joining me for tonight's production. To everybody that watched us on our YouTube or Facebook channels, and to all the drivers that took part, fantastic race. And I shall say good night.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Yep. Good night, everybody. See you in 2 days.